Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Folge von Mass Effect 1. Wir waren gerade auf Ferris unterwegs gewesen, haben den Torium in den Arsch getreten. Wir haben jetzt aber auch wieder ein paar Nebenmissionen erlangt. Bevor ich aber die Nebenmission mache, würde ich nochmal mit den Crewmitgliedern reden. Denn nach jeder Hauptmission kommt ja ein neuer Dialog. Gehen wir erstmal ganz nach hinten zur Liara und schauen, wie sie sich wieder in Probleme verhattelt. 3 Medigel. Ich weiß gar nicht, ob meine Granaten mittlerweile wieder aufgeladen sind. Hallo Liara.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
Ich habe mir Sorgen gemacht.
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
Sie ist die Beste.
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I get the feeling you want to ask me something, Commander.
Erzählen Sie mehr über sich.
Maybe we could pick up where we left off. You were telling me about your interest in the Protheans.
Actually, I think I was talking about my interest in you, and making a fool of myself in the process. As I said, I am not used to dealing with people, especially humans. I did not really know much about your species when we first met, Shepard. I found it hard to take humanity seriously. Your kind always seemed so rushed and high-strung.
Wir leben nicht sehr lange.
We don't have the luxury of time. An Asari can live for 1,000 years. We're lucky if we hit 150.
That is true. At first I thought that was a weakness of your species. After spending time with you and your crew, however, I think it may actually be an advantage. You humans are creatures of action. You pursue your goals with an almost indomitable determination. It is an admirable trait, but also an intimidating one.
Einschüchternd.
You're scared of us?
Unfortunately, the rest of the galaxy sees humanity as something of a bully. You run over anyone in your path to get what you want. It is up to people like you to change their minds, Shepard.
Ist nicht mein Problem. Ich versuch's.
I'm doing the best I can, Liara.
There is a reason the Council chose you to become a Spectre. They saw something special in you. The best of what humanity has to offer. I looked into your history. I know what you did during the Blitz. It was a remarkable display of courage and heroism.
Sie hätten mich fragen können. Sie haben sich danach erkundigt. Sie haben mich nachspielt.
You didn't need to go behind my back. I would have told you whatever you wanted to know.
I apologize, Commander. After our last conversation, I was afraid I would say something stupid again. I wanted to know more about you, to understand what made you into the woman you are. There is something compelling about you, Shepard.
Das würde ich gern glauben. Das ist nicht akzeptabel, das würde ich gern glauben.
Are you sure you're interested in me? Or is it my visions of the Protheans?
I admit, your connection to the Protheans had something to do with my initial interest, but it has grown beyond that. You intrigue me, Shepard, but I was not sure if it was appropriate to act on my feelings. I thought there might already be a relationship between you and Lieutenant Alenko.
Sie sind eine Frau. Ne, gibt's ja nicht. Es ist nicht der Ernst.
The Lieutenant and I are just friends. Nothing more.
My mistake, then. I am not as adept at understanding human relationships as I thought. But what about us, Shepard? Is there a mutual attraction, or was I wrong about that too?
So, jetzt können wir uns entscheiden, ob wir mit Liara anbündeln wollen oder nicht. Ich fühle mich von Ihnen angezogen.
No, you were right. There is something between us.
I knew it, and I knew you felt it too. But does this not seem rather strange? Why do I feel so close to you? We have only known each other a short time. We are from 2 different species. We have almost nothing in common. This makes no sense.
Wir sind von 2 verschiedenen Spezien. Aber sie ist eine Asari, die halt von Interspezies-Beziehungen profitieren. Das muss es auch nicht.
These things never make sense. They just happen and we get swept up in the storm.
You make it sound so chaotic, so dangerous.
Ich werde sie beschützen.
I'll keep you safe.
I am not looking for a protector. This is all a bit overwhelming. I am not used to this. You. I need some time.
Sie fing doch davon an. Verstehe.
Take all the time you need, Liara. I'll be here.
Thank you, Shepard. Let's just talk about something else for now.
Auf Wiedersehen.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Man könnte in Dialogen mit der Liara so ein Arschloch sein, hab ich das Gefühl. Sie haben doch damit angefangen, verdammt mal. Da sprechen wir mal mit Kaidan und brechen sein Herz.
Do you have some time to talk now, Commander?
Absolut.
Of course. Have a seat.
We've played it pretty close to the book so far, but we're a long way from backup. We've got some tough calls to make. I'm just saying, try to leave yourself a way out. I've seen what cutting corners can do, and I'd hate to have that happen to you, Shepard. Commander.
Shepard, wie zwanglos. Machen Sie sich Sorgen um mich?
This a personal observation, Kaidan?
I don't want to step on anyone else's toes, especially if you're if I have misread your interests.
Meine Interessen?
All right, Alenko. Off the record, permission to speak candidly, cross my heart and hope to die. What are you talking about?
Dr. Tassoni, ma'am. There's a lower deck rumor that she's interested in you as more than a source of Prothean data. She's a very interesting lady, to my tastes, but I never claimed to be big on alien culture.
So ist das nicht. Sind Sie eifersüchtig?
You seem awfully worried about my personal affairs.
It's just that we don't have much downtime these days. I like being around you, but I don't want to take up your personal time.
Schluss damit. Ich bin hier. Jetzt ist es nicht so ganz deutlich, wenn ich hier was ich sage. So war es nicht. Aber ich möchte Ihnen nicht Ihre Zeit rauben.
Look, there's nothing but
Verdammt! Das hatte ich mir nämlich gedacht.
What's the real issue here, Kaidan?
You're right. Sorry. It wasn't, Liara's not my main concern. I'm not questioning any decision you've made, Shepard. Let me be clear about that. It's just my experience that once someone lets something slide, it tends to pick up speed. You get my meaning?
Schlechte Erfahrung?
Talk to me, Kaidan. You got a little black rain cloud sitting over your head.
I'll try to keep the deck dry. You know the records about the biotic training out on Jump Zero? They're all classified because the Alliance made mistakes. After first contact, Kinetics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Kinetics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
Konnten wir das nicht alleine? Experten, ja, Experten einfach halt, Asaris beispielsweise, die sich damit auskennen oder, ja, auch Turianer und so weiter. Sie meinten, es ist sicher gut.
I'm sure Kinetics did what they thought was best.
It wasn't best for us. They brought in an ex-military Turian named Commander Vernus. To introduce himself, he liked to say, I was at the helm of the dreadnought that killed your father. When I told him my dad wasn't in the war, he'd retired to Vancouver. My family had an inland home that matured to new beachfront. Vernus had it in for me after that. He cut corners, pushed hard. I mean, you either came out a Superman or a wreck. A lot of kids snapped. A few died. The point of all of this, I guess, is that when you cut corners, it's not always obvious who pays for it.
Muss ich sie jetzt heilen? Ist ja. Warum erzählen Sie mir das?
So why are you telling me this? Is there something I can do to help you get over it?
I'm 32, Shepard. You don't serve as long as I have without coming to terms with yourself. You also learn that if someone is special to you, you help them. Try to keep them from making mistakes.
Ich brauche sie nicht. Sie nehmen eine Menge an.
So you think you have leave to talk like we're more than officers?
I got some signals. Maybe some static too, I guess. If I'm out of line, just say the word.
Sie treten mir zu nahe.
Sorry, Kaidan. This was just a battlefield thing.
There's my answer then. I'm sorry to have bothered you, Commander. I got some mixed signals. With your permission, I should return to my duties.
Ha ha ha. Haben wir Kaidan das Herz gebrochen? Das ist auch so ein bisschen ein Problem mit dem Dialog gerade. Ich glaube, im Englischen ist es ein bisschen eindeutiger, aber im Deutschen war das jetzt sehr uneindeutig gewesen. Ich wusste nicht, ob ich jetzt Liara für unglimpflich mit dem Dialog eintrage. Was ich dann aber gemacht habe tatsächlich. Naja. Wird, glaube ich, keine großen
Looking for
Konsequenzen haben.
supplies?
Let's see what you
Yep.
got.
You bet, Commander.
So. Schrotflinte. Nee. So, ich muss dann doch tatsächlich nochmal zur Zitadelle fliegen und dort einkaufen. Aber erstmal noch mit den
Commander,
Hannebumble hier
good to
reden.
see you.
You've been with C-Sec a
Persönliche
while.
Frage.
Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
Was
I bet you
Besonderes?
have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
What
Verstörend?
happened? Why were you investigating him?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
So what was
Wirklich?
it?
Both, actually. But it took us a while to figure that out.
Was fanden Sie
So how
heraus?
did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Solarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
Kroganerhoden.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set. Somebody's making a killing out there.
Damit haben wir gerade die Information erhalten, Kroganer haben 4 Hoden. Was ist mit dem Arzt?
What'd you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation, to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
You mean
Befragt?
threatening? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
Das
He was
ist
growing
krank.
parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them.
Au.
Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden, so nobody could see it.
Haben Sie
I
ihn
hope he got what
befragt?
he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Was?
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
Sie haben ihn einfach
But you
gehen
went
lassen?
after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but C-Sec headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. We just used them to make more organs. They wouldn't listen.
Ich muss Ihnen recht
It's
geben.
not worth the risk. You pursue the vessel and disable it. That's the best choice.
They sent the military after him, but he got away just the same. Yes, they did. I went to Palin and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He said if I didn't like it, I could quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
Da
If you
irren Sie
don't
sich.
care about the fate of those hostages, then you're no better than he is. You're just a terrorist with a badge.
Yeah, Maybe you're right. It doesn't make it any easier, but I see your point. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Dr.
Do you have any
Salem.
idea what happened to Dr. Salian?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
I'll check
Geben
out
Sie
the
es mir.
coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find him.
Gut, das heißt, wir haben jetzt tatsächlich auch eine Nebenmission von Garrus gekriegt.
What do you want,
Rex,
Shepard?
Why
persönliche
did you
Frage.
become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Tatsächlich.
Such as?
I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Warum
Why
verlassen?
not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
What
Tatsächlich.
happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
Und was war
What
mit
did you
ihm?
want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
Was war
I
mit
take it
Jared?
the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes, a meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
Sounds like a
Hingegangen?
trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Ihr Vater?
Jared was your father?
He was, until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
You must
Familie.
have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You trying to make me cry, Shepard? I've got some unfinished business with my family, but that's all.
What kind of
Tatsächlich?
business?
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father. I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
Wo ist
Who
sie?
has it?
Originally, it was taken by the Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war. Now, it's in the hands of Ton Actus, a Turian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people. He's got several bases where he stores his goods, all fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
Ich werde sie untersuchen.
Just tell me where to start looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
So long,
Okay.
Rex.
Shepard.
Und noch eine Nebenmission von Rex.
Commander?
Ashley. Können wir reden?
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
Sure. I was just watching some mail from home.
Oh, before I go, we saw Caden in a news vid about the Normandy. He's cute. Later, sis.
Let's pretend this never happened.
Okay.
Are you interested in the Lieutenant Chief?
Fraternization is against regulations, ma'am. Don't ask, don't tell. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on family mail.
Erzählen Sie mir von Ihrer Familie.
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
Did your father
Vater?
serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time. You know what? He worked his ass off trying to get recognized, but he never made it above serviceman 3rd class. He was real proud when I met Chief. First thing he did was salute.
What about your
Mutter?
mother? You haven't mentioned her.
You must know what military wives are like. Strong because they have to be, able to raise kids while Dad's away on a 6-month cruise. She has a degree in planetary geology. She and Dad both wanted to see new worlds. She gave up her career to raise us, though.
You have
Schwestern?
more than one sister? Sounds like a big family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, then Abby, then Lynn. Sarah's the youngest. She's still in high school. With 4 girls, Dad used to say he felt more outnumbered at home than on maneuvers.
Zu Hause?
Where did you grow up?
All over. Same as you, I expect. We transferred a half a dozen times before I finished grade school. You go where personnel command sends you, right? I guess that's why I'm so tight with my sisters. We'd have to leave all our friends every 2 or 3 years.
I was an
kenn ich.
only child, but I get the idea. At least one of my parents was always on duty.
Yeah, military families, eh? With schedules like that, it's a wonder we ever have kids anymore. Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
Erzählen Sie mir
Sounds like a
davon.
story. You like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did, Mike. I didn't think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vid mails, and I'd tell her to relax.
Where were you
Videonachrichten?
when this was going on?
I was on active duty. Sarah's graduating high school this year. This was only a couple of years back. They were on Amaterasu. At the time, I was assigned to Chernobog. Same cluster, but a dozen LY away. Close enough to talk regularly, too far to make it back in an emergency. I couldn't afford a fast packet flight.
Nein
If
heißt
he
nein.
really liked her, he wouldn't be pushy.
Yeah, of course. If he didn't ask at all, I'd wonder if he thought Sarah was ugly. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Mike thought they'd go for a romantic walk in the woods, because he figured it was past time they did the deed. She levered Mike face first into a tree and left. Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense. I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school for a few days.
Polizei?
Why didn't you tell the police?
She said it wouldn't solve the real problem, and she and Mike would both become household names. It was a small colony. I said it was her call to make, that we should let her do it her way. Mom was pretty pissed about that.
Das ist
You said all
Verteidigung?
of your sisters learned self-defense?
Lynn did pistol practice, but didn't like it. She's kind of nervous. Sarah took Aikido. Abby decided to learn the sword. She always was a little weird. Likes big skirts and tops you have to tie her into. They do great things to her figure, though.
Was ist mit Ihnen?
So, what did you learn?
One of Dad's friends taught me Marine hand to hand.
Nett von
Traveled
Ihnen.
all the way home to walk your sister to school.
It was only a dozen light years, like a day's cruise. It's not like I was going to Earth or something. My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did. He wasn't happy. I wanted to snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, this let me handle it, I need to do this alone look. She kept her cool, God bless her, as he screamed in her face. She just let him vent. Then he tried to punch her. I swear, she just flowed around him. Next thing I knew, he's face down on the sidewalk, and there's blood everywhere.
Wow.
That's unbelievable. Sarah must be as good as you.
Better. I'm more or less a straight-up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell. She helped him stop the bleeding and had me call an ambulance. She told the paramedics he fell. Before they took him to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was gonna end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, "I'm sorry," and started crying. And she hugged him. The Williams women are a decisive bunch, Commander. We do things when we're ready. Not before, not after.
Interessante Geschichte.
Sister's something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I've enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known. Cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
Das ist öde. Sie lesen Poesie?
I never thought I'd hear you reciting poetry.
Just because I can drill you between the eyes at 100 meters doesn't mean I can't like sensitive stuff. Just don't spread it around. Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
Das ist ein
Does he
schönes
still
Gedicht.
like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home. Dad passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching, though.
Aus dem Jenseits?
Meaning from wherever we go after death.
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now. That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
Ah,
Everyone
natürlich
has
nicht.
the right to believe what they want. Says so in the Alliance Charter, only with fancier words.
I'm glad you're open-minded about it. I've met a few people who are really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez. Hello, have you people looked out the window? How can you look at this galaxy and not believe in something? I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
In einer sehr frühen Version, Release-Version von Mass Effect war es tatsächlich auch möglich gewesen, also ein männlicher Shepard mit Kaidan anzubandeln und als weiblicher Shepard mit Ashley. Das wurde dann aber später rausgepatcht, weil halt Leute sich beschwert haben. Und ich finde es dann doch schon relativ interessant, dass Ashley doch sehr religiös ist und dann etwas macht, was ihrer Religion... Ja gut, es ist nicht bekannt, welche Religion sie tatsächlich zugehörig ist, aber wenn es eine christliche Religion ist, dann ist sie doch sehr weit gekommen in den nächsten 150 Jahren. Aber wir reden jetzt nochmal mit Tali.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Geht es ihm
Good to see
besser?
you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Staren's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
Keine Sorge,
We've
kommt
still
noch.
got a long way to go. You'll find something to take back.
Yes, but it cannot just be some derelict ship my people can use for salvage. It has to be more than that. There's a lot expected of me.
What's so
Warum?
special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
Adlige
So are you
Herkunft?
some kind of heir to the Quarian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way. My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself. Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen. But it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
Bevorzugte
You must get all
Behandlung?
kinds of special privileges.
I probably had it easier than most growing up, but it's not all good. People like my father have enemies, and they're not above using me to get to him.
It must
Großer
be tough
Druck.
on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage, something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
Galaxie
The work you're
retten?
doing here is more important than anything any Quarian's ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture. We're a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
Dafür habe ich keine Zeit. Wie lautet die
What
Antwort?
do you need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
Auf Wiedersehen.
I should go.
See you later.
Ja, gut, dass wir eine Nebenmission gefunden haben, wo Geth sich zusammenbündeln, um einen Angriff zu starten. Das waren eigentlich alle wichtigen Crewmitglieder, mit denen wir jetzt gesprochen haben. Dann können wir ja wieder mal an die Karte gehen.
Good timing, Commander. We got a transmission coming in from the Citadel. Top priority clearance.
Is it
Von
the
wem?
ambassador?
It's not his signature. I think it's from the Council. I'll patch it through to the comm room.
Okay, dann gehen wir kurz mal in den Kommunikationsraum. Was haben wir hier?
Commander Shepard, we've received information that may be critical to your mission against Saren.
I'll take
Gut.
all the help I can get.
We've received an urgent message from one of our infiltration regiments in the Traverse.
You mean
Infiltrationseinheit?
spies?
Spectres tend to attract attention, Commander, but they are only one arm of the Council. Special task groups are often a better option for monitoring developing situations.
We currently have several infiltration units scattered throughout the border regions of Citadel space. This particular unit was gathering intel on Saren.
Klingt
What did they
dringlich.
find?
Unfortunately, the message we received was little more than static. The infiltration team must be in a situation where they can't set up proper interstellar communications. But the message was sent on a channel reserved for mission-critical communications. Whatever they were trying to tell us, we know it was important. Considering your interest in Saren, we thought you might want to investigate this. Find out what happened to our team. The signal originated from the planet Vermeer.
Mir ist gerade aufgefallen, dass man bei dem Salarianer die Zähne durch die Oberlippe sehen kann in dieser Projektion. Wenn wir das jetzt nochmal sehen, vielleicht kurz mal drauf aufpassen. Danke für
I'll
die
look
Info.
into it.
The Council prefers not to become involved in the specifics of Spectre activities. We only want you to be aware of all your options, including Vermeer. Good luck, Commander Shepard. We will keep you advised if we learn anything else.
Ach, schade. Muss man vielleicht nochmal zurückspulen, um das nochmal zu sehen. Aber man hat tatsächlich den Oberkiefer. Oberkiefer? Auf jeden Fall die oberste Zahnreihe durch die Oberlippe gesehen. Da war gerade noch irgendwie ein Punkt gewesen. Hitzelastmonitor. Das ist freie Erfahrung. Yay, 85 Erfahrungspunkte. Werden sie definitiv brauchen. Schau mal. Selbst hat mittlerweile wieder einen Punkt gekriegt. Sind mittlerweile auch Level 37. Sturmangriffstraining. Die anderen beiden werde ich dann wieder skillen, wenn wir auf Mission sind oder wenn wir halt bei der Zitadelle angekommen sind. Vermeer. Ist wieder eine neue Hauptmission, die wir gekriegt haben, die immer auftaucht, wenn wir 2 von den 3 Hauptmissionen gefunden haben, beziehungsweise erledigt haben. Dann kommen wir gerade noch zur Zitadelle. Der Händler hat ja mal vorhin gesagt gehabt, hier auf Ferros, dass wir auch mal wieder zurückkommen sollen, weil er vielleicht eine andere Ware hat. Aber eigentlich bin ich hier nie wieder gewesen. Beziehungsweise ich war da wahrscheinlich schon mal wieder gewesen, aber habe dann nichts Interessantes dabei gefunden. So, landen wir. Und wir sind wieder auf der Zitadelle. Um ein paar Sachen einzukaufen. Um ein paar Sachen zu verkaufen. Und vielleicht auch noch ein paar Nebenquests zu finden. Aber ich glaube, Nebenquest-mäßig dürfte es nicht mehr viel geben.
Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
Ich muss gerade mal schauen, wo das Ding tatsächlich ansetzt. Ja, Dali?
Normandy is amazing, Shepard. It's an honor to be among her crew.
Blind. Gut. Aber wir werden jetzt hier nochmal eine Pause machen und wir werden dann in der nächsten Folge ein bisschen auf der Zitadelle shoppen gehen. Bis dann. Tschüss.